What's up guys, Wildland Customs here, and today we're going to take a look at the Marvel Legends Infinite series, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 Wave, the Amazing Spider-Man figure. This is a build-a-figure for the Green Goblin set, so it comes with his arm and a fireball thing. But this is actually my first Spider-Man figure from Hasbro on a 6-inch scale, and honestly it's a pretty cool looking figure. I haven't bought one in a long time because in the earlier waves of Hasbro, when it had Spider-Man figures, they weren't that really impressive in my opinion. You know, they were all a bunch of recycled body parts of, like, their main figure, so I didn't care that much about it. Compared to the Toy Biz Spider-Man, it was hard to honestly compare them to. But this figure is actually, it caught my eye. I just had to get him when I saw him in the store yesterday. With the new Marvel Legends figures by Hasbro has really been stepping up their game, honestly, and they are really impressive, and they cannot deny that. So getting into this figure right now, one thing I do like a lot about it is the body sculpt. The body sculpt is pretty cool. I do like how this Spider-Man is kind of slim looking and thin. In my opinion, Spider-Man is pretty a slim, thin guy. I don't think he should be, big or muscular. I like how he's really small and, slim, like I said. It does fit his personality, especially the way he fights. I think he looks a lot better when you pose him also. He's kind of limber looking. But when you get into the figure itself also, the body sculpt, the sculpting on this guy is just really nice. Hasbro did a great job when it comes to detail. Just get into looking at this figure close. If you guys could switch to 720p, I advise you to. But you can see the nice details on the body, the sculpt, the small details on the blue. The patterns are really nice looking all over the body. Even the red parts of the webs, the black webs, pretty decently nice job in the texture and stuff like that. A little bit, I guess you could say a little bit of a black wash, maybe not, who knows. It seems like they got lazy and forgot to do anything in the back over here, but it's not a big deal. But this figure, like I said, Hasbro did a great job. When it comes to articulation, they really stepped up their game. This figure and the Superior Spider-Man figure are really good in articulation. Some people might think the Superior Spider-Man figure is a little bit better. I think it's because this figure, when it comes to articulation, the joints really do show a lot in the figure sculpt. It's not a bad thing though. Hasbro did their best to try to hide it or blend it in with the costume. Especially with the webs on the red, also like right there too, and the abs. But it's not a bad. Like I said, it's not that bad. When you actually, at first glance, you might not like it, but when you play around the figure, move him around, it really isn't that bad. So let's get into articulation really quickly right now. Articulation, Spider-Man does have a ball jointed head. It goes up, down, left, and right on a hinge, so it's nice rotation. We're talking about it before. These shoulder joints, they are butterfly shoulder joints, so they really do rotate nicely in and out. Really nice rotation there. You get really far in, they bring his arms in and go all the way out. He does have that standard ball jointed shoulder hinge joints, so it rotates nicely all the way around. He does have a hinge to go in and out, but you can't really use it that well because the shoulder joint is not stationary, so it's kind of hard to move. But with the butterfly shoulder joint, you don't really need to use it, and I kind of prefer it like that. It's easier to move. Over here he has a bicep swivel, 2 points at the elbow and at the wrist, swivel, and a hinge joint, which is nice. Over here at the body he has a ab joint, ab crunch. This is pretty nice. Some people might think the ab crunch is kind of long. Well, the upper torso is long, so it might look kind of weird. I don't mind it. I don't really care that much. Waist joint, swivel. Down here he has nice T-jointed hips, so they rotate all the way up nicely, a little bit far back, and in and out. And some people might not like the hips. They say they might look kind of big. But I don't mind it. Some people might have big, powerful thighs, so who knows? Especially Spider-Man, he's jumping around everywhere, so whatever. Thigh swivel, 2 points at the knee, nice. swivel at the boots, and a hinge joint and a swivel joint at the ankles for nice rotation. So this Spider-Man, as you would want, he has really nice articulation. All the joints really do have good good rotation on them, and you know, they do rotate and move pretty good overall. You get him into nice swinging poses, action poses, and stuff like that, and he shouldn't have a problem. Maybe people might want the ab joint to go down a little bit farther, and maybe the neck to go up a little bit higher to get him to a better pose, but overall it's not that bad. He does come with two different hands over here, so you can actually easily pop these out and put in the new hands, just like that. So you get into nice poses, swinging around, and stuff like that. So definitely a pretty cool looking figure. I actually am pretty happy with it. People might say that the Superior Spider-Man figure is better, but when it comes to nice classic looking Spider-Man, you can't go wrong with this. Like I said, I do like the thin look on him. You know, he's a little bit scrawny looking, which is pretty good in my point of view. Maybe I'm old school or something, who knows. What else is there? Minor gripes, I guess you could say. Like I said, for all Hasbro figures, you know, sometimes Hasbro's quality control on their figures, the plastic on it might be a little bit soft, so when you move around the joints a little bit, you can kind of feel it, but it's not that bad as I thought it would be on this one. But, you know, it could be kind of bad because he's so skinny and thin already when you move him around, especially if you look at the... Look at that. I mean, this ball joint right here, you can see it right there. The peg probably isn't that big, so when you move this around, up and down, you want to be careful. That's why I actually do like the butterfly shoulder joints, because if you didn't have that and you're just relying on the hinge to bring out the arms, you know, you could really bend the peg in there. So this is where the butterfly hinge joint on the shoulder does come in handy sometimes. Size comparisons, here is Spider-Man with some of the other 6-inch figures from different lines, and I do like the size. Like I said, he's not a big guy and he fits in pretty well with everyone else. I do like this figure a lot. I think why I like it so much is he kind of reminds me of the McFlare in Spider-Man look. You know, scrawny, really thin, and definitely really detailed looking. So definitely a really cool figure. I like it how it looks, and I hope you like the review. And that's about it, guys. So thanks for watching. Like always, comment, criticize, subscribe. Do whatever you want, just pay attention. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Go to wildlandcustoms.com. Thanks a lot, guys. Peace.